Hello and welcome to the Roy Rogers News Channel. Thank you so much for watching. And for today's 21st episode, we're going to have our second lady here on our broadcast here. DawnIceQueen, would you like to say hello?
Hello, hello.
Excellent. All right, so when I was taking Dawn's picture for the staff community tab, I thought, hey, Dawn is a really entertaining person to chat with, and so I figured, why not have Dawn on the Roy Rogers News Channel? So I look forward to asking you all the questions that I have prepared for you. So Dawn, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right. So my first question that I would like to ask you, Dawn, is how long have you been playing PokeMMO?
I started in 2014, played the game a little bit, so I have some vague memories of a lot of things not being here yet.
Certainly.
The abilities not working, the lucky egg economy. I took a long break from the game and came back
Oh yeah, certainly.
in
Pokemon.
2017, and then took another break and came back in 2021,
Right.
and then finally returned this year and got a lot more ingrained in the community and sticking with it this year.
Right. Yeah, certainly. I mean, in 2014, that's when Roy Rogers News debuted. I mean, you and Roy Rogers News really have something in common here. But yeah, I mean, I originally played back in 2013, but yeah, that's a different topic for a different day. But enough about me. I would like to ask about you. What activity do you enjoy doing in game? Do you like the competitive scene? Do you like shiny hunting? Do you like breeding for fun? What sort of thing does Dawn the Ice Queen, the royalty of the ice type, enjoy doing on her spare time?
I spend most of my time in-game shiny hunting. If I am not in the middle of my reruns, I'm usually shiny hunting. Currently in the middle of doing Shedinja, breeding for Skitty, looking for Vanillish because it's just changed to winter.
Wow,
Uh, Single encountering for Staryu at nighttime.
I
I
see.
was doing Fearow and Vampy hordes, and I also bounce around to different targets constantly. I don't stick in one place for very long, whether I get it or not.
That's
So
understandable.
it kind of depends.
Yeah,
But I'm almost always shiny hunting if I'm not in the middle of my rerun.
yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I mean, I know some people that like to jump around from task to task. That way they don't get exhausted. So I understand where you're coming from there. So, Don, I have to ask you this particular question. So, have you encountered any sort of memorable shiny that you would like to tell our audience about?
Absolutely. I know a lot of people could have already seen, and I will just switch my follower and then
Oh, wow.
double check everything's all lined up. But I have a shiny alpha Obama Snow, and let me go put it in normal chat. I'll actually send a link.
Okay.
She is 6 IV'd, natured for mixed attack,
Whoa.
hatched shiny on the last breed to fix her nature,
Ooh. Wow. Lonely?
and is probably the most insane shiny that I own.
Wow. Look at that. That's a beaut. By golly. Whoa. All right. Don, you really impressed me. By golly. So, I do have to ask, so, other than the Obama Snow, what other shiny is memorable to you besides the alpha shiny that you have here? Any non-alpha shiny that you remember catching that you like?
But I have 2 of them with me. My most recent is Vulpix, because on the Johto public test server, I used a Ninetales in my so I wanted to hunt for Vulpix as
Right.
a way to, find the Vulpix that I got attached to from the PTS. So I hunted for my Vulpix, immediately bred her for nature, and she high rolled special attack and speed with no brace
Whoa.
for 31 special attack, 27 speed, timid, and I absolutely love her and have her prepared to be my starter when Johto drops.
Wow. All right.
And my first dedicated hunt was a Snorunt that's going to evolve back into Frostlass, but she's been bred back down for now to be a little baby.
Oh, that's awesome. So, if I may ask, would you like to link those two for our audience?
Absolutely. Here is Ein, who is my Vulpix. Well, if my chat sends. And there's Tiri, who is my soon-to-be Frostlass.
I see. Now, apologies for my lack of cultural reference, but how did you come up with those two names?
Um, Ein is an Irish goddess of summer, and I needed a quick name on the PTS, so I looked up like summer, sun, god type names, and just grabbed one.
I see.
Tied in with midsummer and the sun, things like that seems kind of fitting for Vulpix, even if she doesn't have drought. And then Tiri is an entire whole story with me being a big D&D nerd and one of my characters having a small little dragon as a and that familiar's name was Tiri, and I do not remember where the name came before that point at all. I just know that that was her name. So for the Frostlass, who I also dress up as in
Right.
the Ice Spirit robe, she's almost like my partner in a similar way, so I just called her Tiri.
Oh, nice. All right. So, beyond the shinies, I would like to ask, when did you aspire to join the staff team of PokeMMO?
I had spent some time getting more involved a lot in global, and I'm spend a lot more time in global than I do in channel chats or anything. But getting involved, helping people, answering questions, being available for trade evos, all of those sort of typical things. And that was what I was filling a lot of my time with in between battles or in between hordes while I'm shiny hunting. And being able to help the community and like genuinely make that sort of impact
Right.
made me want to join the staff team as I'd seen some people like Enzo or Kathy do. So I wanted to join maybe about a month before I actually did join. I decided to actually put the application in. Kathy actually had talked with me and convinced me that I should put the application in beforehand.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Oh, look, we have a fan. All right, so the next question I would like to ask is, oh, we pretty much made him run away. All right, so the
Oh no.
next the next question I would like to ask is, how did you find PokeMMO?
I wish that I had an answer to that one. Because it was 9 years ago, I have no idea. I wasn't shown the game by a friend. I wasn't really looking for a Pokemon MMO. I I kind of just happened to trip over it, and I do not know how. I just know that as I revisited the game, I just kept remembering, oh, I have a desire to play Pokemon, and I would return to PokeMMO every couple of years for a while, until, again, this year when I got really attached to the game and the community. A lot of things hadn't been implemented yet, took a break, came back. Every time I heard of a new region was when it would get me back on the game. And then I found one other shiny I didn't mention was a Whimsicott while semi AFK, and finding that shiny kind of got me back this year.
Oh, that's
And then I
wonderful.
was social with the game and everything. So I heard of PokeMMO because I heard of it back then, and I just kept remembering, oh, this game exists, and coming back to it.
Yeah, I mean, if Johnny Whipsicott is listening in Don's BC, thank you for arriving in Don's and Wild Encounter so she could be able to come back and serve the community. So, thank you to that lovely shiny Whimsicott that decided to give itself up for the sake of the community. You are going to be honored in this
If I
episode.
had her, I would link her, but I forgot to bring her with me.
It's all right. But I do have to ask, do you have any advice to give for the community here that is listening that would like to contribute a little bit more?
If you want to help the community, you can start doing so without a staff tag. You can start answering people if they have questions, or just generally being friendly with people, because the reason that we all stick with this game is the community. PokeMMO is great, but it's the social aspect of it that keeps people here. That's why I'm back and why I'm a part of the game again. And I'm sure that's why a lot of people play the game, is for that social aspect. So just being friendly, and if people have questions or if people need help with something, being available for that.
Certainly.
and giving people a really good impression of the community is a really great way to contribute to it. And if staff is an end goal, you kind of need the underlying like want to help people and want to improve the community to get there.
Can I put a little statement in there?
Mhm.
All right. So basically, if your end goal is to become staff on PokeMMO, then the likelihood is that you're not going to become staff on PokeMMO. You need to be able to earn that position in the staff team. You need to be able to say, hey, I want to help the community. Not, hey, I just want the tag. You've got to earn your position. As you've seen, Dawn is a very nice lady, and she has applied her talents to help out people in the global chat, and she has done a lot for the community in terms of her advice on forums and in terms of her advice in game. And if you want to put yourself out there and try to help out the community, and you've tried a lot of other avenues, then maybe an application could be a factor. But becoming staff does not necessarily mean that you can just say, hey, I got the badge, I can just relax. If you do that, you're going to go right out the staff team. Dawn, as you see here, Dawn has been helping out a lot of people. She doesn't take her status for granted, and I like the fact that people like Dawn are in the staff team. And the vast majority of staff members are like Dawn, where they contribute and they're doing a lot. In fact, I'm looking at the chat right now. Chin Susu is right now answering a bunch of questions, and you see a fair amount of staff interacting with people in the global chat, and it's just beautiful to see. So, Dawn, thank you so much for being you and the staff team.
Well, thank you, thank you. I'm happy that I get to be a part of it and that I get to play my part in the community and get to help people. That was what it was all about.
Certainly. Yes, and that should be your primary goal when you join the staff team. So, just a PSA for anyone that doesn't have that goal in mind, have that goal in mind when you join the staff team. Because if you don't, you're going right out the door. So, just general message there. I'm sure Dawn can attest for that. So, there we go. Am I right, Dawn?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with everything you just said.
Certainly. So, Dawn, is there any closing statements that you would like to make before we end our broadcast?
Besides thanking you for having me and getting to spend this time with you and getting to talk with somebody who is so passionate about the game, I don't really think so, but thank you. And I'm, again, I'm just glad that I get to play this part and that I get to be part of the staff team and that I get to contribute to this game that I absolutely fell in love with when I returned this year.
Certainly. Dawn, I appreciate the kind statement that you've made about me. Now, before I sign off, I would like to talk briefly about the feeling that you can get when you contribute to the community. So, as a result of me either publishing guides or making YouTube videos, I feel a sense of satisfaction. Like somebody out there that could be struggling can be able to either watch my video or read a guide of mine, or I feel satisfaction when someone like Petrowski does that, when he makes videos or when he has a public Discord out there and he can be able to help out others that way. Or I feel satisfaction when I see people like Dawn be able to answer questions in the global chat and be able to help give people the advice that they so desperately need during times of peril. So make sure that you can contribute as much as you can if you have the opportunity to, or even if you don't want to, that's fine. But I think you're going to feel a lot more satisfaction when you do contribute to PokeMMO. Even if you're not a member of staff, you can still answer questions on the global chat or in the channel chat or wherever where you're looking at. Or if you see some guy wandering out in Vermilion asking people, hey, do you know where I get the third badge or something? Just tell the person, yeah, you can go to the SSN, get cut, and then go over and use the cut HM to be able to access the third gym. Don, I think you've probably answered a bunch of questions like that, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and actually, Kathy, perfect. Kathy actually talked about this too. Staffs are voluntary, but I don't regret a single time joining staff team anyway. So, yeah, I mean, Kathy is the very embodiment of what it means to be an excellent staff member. I mean, same for Dawn here. But also, a lot of other staff that view their opportunity to join the staff team as a way to give back to the community. We need more people like that. And as far as I'm aware, all the staff members that I've interacted with had that sort of attitude, and I appreciate that. And Dawn, I certainly appreciate my time with you.
Well, thank you, thank you. Again, I appreciated my time here too.
Certainly. Dawn, I certainly appreciate the time that you've spent here on the Roy Rogers News Channel, and I certainly look forward to future projects that you have in store. And please keep us informed here on the Roy Rogers News Channel as to your future pursuits here on PokeMMO.
I absolutely will when the chance arises.
Excellent. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and sign off. This is the Roy Rogers News Channel. I look forward to seeing you in my comments, Don. I look forward to seeing you in my comments. This is the Roy Rogers News Channel. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel, like the content that you see here. And Don, thank you again for being a part of the Roy Rogers News family.
Thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Excellent. Alright, this is the Roy Rogers News Channel. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel, like the content that you see here. And this is the Roy Rogers News Channel signing off. Fast goodbyes, Roy Rogers News.